Before we get into the episode, we wanted to tell you that if you don't think you're going to want to know the more juicy details of our past, you might want to skip this episode.
Sorry guys, not gonna lie, this episode might be a little bit too scandalous for our families.
So, if you are going to proceed, be warned. We don't hold anything back.
Sorry Mom, love you. Hey guys,
I'm Ricky.
and I'm Bree.
And no matter how we're feeling,
We're gonna be dramatic about it. Hey bitches.
Hey, how's it going, besties?
We missed you,
We miss you so much.
but we missed each other more.
Yeah, how have you been?
Good, how have you been?
I've been okay. I've been doing okay. I've been really excited to get back here and record some more episodes with you.
Me too. I mean, I've been waiting. Actually, I was really sick. Okay, so mom talk real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then I promise, no more mom talk.
I mean, it's your podcast, babe. Talk what you want. Talk about what you want.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But so Rowan got sick like last week before, and I brought her into the doctor because she had a fever. Woke up in the middle of the night and was burning up. Her skin was bright red, and
God.
that is the first time in 6 months. Like, we had COVID when she was like 3 months old, but we both were fine. Like,
Okay.
I think the only reason I knew was because I had no taste and smell.
Okay.
And then we got tested just to see if she had it too and whatever. But she was fine. And then so when she had the fever, I was like, something's wrong. And she was just so sick. So I brought her in. She ended up having an ear infection and a sinus infection. And then I ended up going in on Monday because I was super sick. Mm-hmm. And I have a double ear infection and a sinus infection. So we're both on amoxicillin for a minute.
That sounds terrible. I don't know if I've ever had an ear infection.
Ugh, I used to get swimmer's ear all the time when I was like, probably like high school in the summer.
Well,
but,
I'm a mermaid, so like that's just not a thing
well,
for
yeah,
us.
like mermaids don't get ear infections.
Yeah, no, we're better than that. But,
You're better than everybody.
literally. You guys should see my tail. It's phenomenal. Maybe if we go swimming sometime, I can show you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you should. You should expose it to everybody.
I should whip it out.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, how are you feeling now?
I feel better, but I feel like you can still hear it like in my voice.
Yeah, maybe a
That I
little.
sound like a little congested.
Yeah, you might sound a little trashy, but like
Yeah,
that's
just
fine.
just a little shitty, but it's okay.
It's okay. It's fucking fine.
It'll buff.
Yeah,
It's
that's how
alright.
it's buff. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we're wearing pink.
Because it's Wednesday.
I have more pink than she does.
Yeah.
What a shock is that, really?
Well, I have pink, but it's downstairs in the laundry room.
Oh.
And this was all I could find. This in a Buc-ee's t-shirt. Mm-hmm. And I figured Buc-ee's wasn't
What is
the
Buc-ee's?
move. It's like a gas station in like southern states.
Oh.
They are huge. Like the biggest gas stations. And it's like I don't even know. It's like a store. It's like a home goods store in there too.
Oh,
You can buy
okay.
anything in that store.
Well, yeah, I don't think we ever mentioned we're from Minnesota, so that's where
Minnesota, yeah, you
we are
betcha.
born and raised in Minnesota.
Oh,
And I've got a bag if you need it.
yeah.
Also a bagel.
Oh, a bagel
A
with
bagel.
some cream cheese.
Cream cheese is good, yeah.
And some salt and pepper.
Pepper. I've never been a big fan of salt
don't
or
like-
pepper.
What?
I don't like
What?
seasonings. I'm a white boy from the north.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That tracks.
I like it plain. What is that? That
That was like a leprechaun.
Oh yeah, don't you know?
What the fuck?
I feel like that's gonna be a big thing, at least for me, is accents, man. I'm doing accents all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, me
I just
too.
Can't stay away from it.
I can't stop. Bailey's always like, what the
It
fuck
just
is
randomly
wrong
comes
with you?
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Be like, why did you do it like that?
I used to, and you know this, but when I used to get stoned, like when my stoner era started, which I'm not a stoner, but like when I was smoking with my friends from time to time in the
Yeah.
beginning,
Yeah.
out of nowhere, I just started talking in a British accent. Do you remember that?
Yes, of course I do.
And I swear on our friendship, it was not something I was doing intentionally. It just started happening.
happened.
Because I love doing accents, so I think it just naturally came out when I started feeling loopy and feeling goofy.
Feeling yourself.
Right. And then it started making people laugh.
Yeah.
And so then I started doing it on purpose.
Yeah, because then you know you're going to get a laugh out of people.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
why don't you want
I
that?
love making people laugh. So
Remember our Jersey accents that we would do when we was working at Subway?
Okay, I don't know why you're talking to me like you're talking to me. You need to stop talking to me like that. Otherwise, I kicked your ass.
You could stay get your ass beat.
Okay, we're back to that. Seriously, you
Yeah.
want anything better?
No, I don't.
Stupid bitch.
I'll fuck you up behind the
Oh,
trash
really?
can.
We're going to do this right now? I'm just kidding.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. Love you.
Love you the most. You fucking ugly bitch.
I will never, I don't think
You're going to edit and be like, what the fuck did she just say?
What did you say?
He said, you fucking ugly bitch.
You know, that's okay. That tracks. You call it like you see it.
I say it how I mean it.
Yeah. Anyway, I will never forget in the last, one of the last episodes we did, we ended with you saying, something about like looking, something.
Fucked up hair in my Menards hoodie.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, honey, you look gorgeous."
Mm-hmm.
And you said, "No, honey, I was talking about you," because you said I had fucked. You said I had fucked up hair because I wasn't wearing a Menards hoodie, so clearly it was.
I'd rather have a Menards hoodie on than fucked up hair.
Yeah.
Any day. Just kidding.
And that I speak on that. I stand on
And I
that.
stand on that. I
Yeah.
stand on business.
Yeah,
For sure.
But that was so funny because I was so like ready to be like, "Babe, you're gorgeous."
Yeah. I know you were gonna be so sweet, and I'm like,
Honey, I was talking about
No.
you. You look fucking ratchet.
and then
was
my
really
fucking
funny.
laugh.
Oh my
The
god,
clip,
it was so
the
good.
Zoom.
It was so good. I had to do it to you.
It's so
It
funny.
was so funny. God, I just love that you just let me have it sometimes.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
fine.
great. But like we said I think it was the last episode that we were going to wear pink for the next episode because it's Wednesday and on Wednesdays we wear pink. We're not going to wear pink every Wednesday, guys. I don't have that much pink. But
No.
I do have this shirt.
Lizzie
and
McGuire, you are an outfit repeater. That is what we would be doing if we were wearing pink every single Wednesday.
Oh my god, yeah, we'd be outfit repeaters. Well, I'd rather be an outfit repeater than an outfit rememberer. And that is on the animated Lizzie. If you know, you know. Anyway, this shirt I made. It says boys. Ugh. And it's from Alfalfa. And my manager at work today walked up to me as I turned to face her and she was walking to me.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, what's that? What's going on there? What is that?" And I was just like, "Oh," and then I read it to her the way it's supposed to be read.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Huh." And I was like, "It's from Alfalfa?"
She's never seen it?
And she was like, "Oh, I've seen it." And I was like, "Okay."
I don't know if you have. Have you?
I mean, I really wanted it because I made it around Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I thought that would be really funny to have a shirt that says "Ayo Boys" on Valentine's Day. But also because it's got Mary-Kate and Ashley in the background.
It
Yeah, they're right
does.
here. I love them so much.
Stop. I didn't realize that they were in that movie.
Yeah, they're just like some of the little girls that are her
Just
friends.
like extras.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I
No
actually saw a
way.
clip. I saw a clip recently of, I think it's Mary-Kate. I'm pretty good at telling them apart. I've always been pretty good about that because I love them so much. But it's a clip of Mary-Kate from one of the movies they did when they were probably around 17.
Okay.
I don't know specifically what movie because I haven't watched it in a while. But she says, the clip starts with her going, "Oh my God, I love astronomy." And I just thought it was just, her sticking her tongue out was just too much.
Yeah.
But then the guy in the clip said, "Oh yeah, what's your sign?" The look on her face when he said, "What's your sign?" She was like, "That's astrology."
Judging.
It was really
hard
funny.
as fuck.
It was I don't know what movie it was from, but I remember seeing that and just being like that. They're so funny. I love the Olsen
so
twins.
cute.
I miss them.
I know. I wish that they were in more things.
I know. They did so
No.
much for so long.
They got their bag.
They got their bag.
They got their fucking bag.
And I understand not wanting to do it anymore.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So for this episode today, we are going to go over some of our more scandalous moments that we've had in life.
Whether it's actually scandalous or just like a good fucking story. We're gonna talk about it.
It doesn't really matter. Like,
Yeah.
these are things that have happened that are a little bit more like, oh shit, in my life and yours.
Well, especially because I'm a stay-at-home mom now.
Exactly.
So I have nothing.
We're reflecting.
Yeah, we're adults now, and it's
Yeah.
not so crazy, except for getting
Yeah,
sucker
I mean-
punched in the face.
Well, we talked about this. We talked about this earlier about how our 20s were full of escapades, and I
Yeah.
feel like so far, I know you're like 30, so we're not in our 30s yet, or whatever you
You're
said.
in your 30s. I'm 30.
But regardless,
29 in a year. Yeah.
plus 1 year. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like so far, for me at least, my 30s, I just am enjoying chilling, just relaxing. I don't like to do anything. I like to do nothing, and that's my life. And I'm okay with that.
That's okay. It's fine. Okay. That's literally what I want to be doing, but summers are just crazy for us.
Yeah.
And it'll slow down, and then it'll be winter again, and then we'll be able to enjoy our peace.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we just wanted to go through a couple of our more scandalous moments in our life and tell you guys about them.
Saucy.
Yes.
Juicy.
Yes. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? Or do you want to rock, paper, scissors it?
Let's rock, paper, scissors it.
Okay, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot?
Yeah.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh my God, we're going to scissor. Yes. It was so much fun. It was probably
good for you?
Most action I've gotten today. It was great. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh my God, you so cut me up, bitch. You cut me up.
Fucking whore. Dirty whore.
All right, slut, go. Tell me a story.
All right.
We also wanted to say that we're going to be talking about people that we have experienced life with at some point or another.
Yes.
So we're going to be changing names just because for their privacy and our privacy as well.
Yeah. And if you know, you know.
And if you think you know, but you aren't sure.
That's probably you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
if the shoe fits.
Yeah, seriously. Wear it, bitch.
So I guess, well, started off, I was dating a guy named Earl. Let me just say that was like the craziest relationship in my entire life, as you know, because you went through almost all of it with me. At least all of the crazy parts.
That guy was a nut job.
Earl and I had been together for a hot minute, and I think this was going through the period that I was like trying to end things and break up with him and like just be done, but he was one of those people that made it super difficult to like end the relationship with. Like, you can't leave me, I'm going through this, or if you do this, I'm gonna do that. Like, so
just super toxic.
Yeah, super toxic. So it was really hard to just escape all of that. And multiple times, but this story in particular, you'll probably remember once I tell it, but multiple times he would come watch me, stalk me, kind of, and see what I was doing. Because like we said, in the first episode, second, both episodes maybe, we talked about how we used to hang out at Subway and Domino's and stuff after work. And he knew that, so he would like sit, the parking lot was huge, so he would come sit there, but like sit further away by a different like building or whatever. And like closer to that bar.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like it was clear that it was him.
Yes. Yeah. Because he drove a fucking minivan. So I think, so this night in particular, we didn't notice him right away. It was raining. We were playing in the rain like children because we are kids at heart.
Oh my God, that's so right. We were.
We were having the time of our lives. Like,
that was so fun.
Me and
we were really just like being like children at heart in that moment.
Yeah, like standing on the light post, like climbing up and like spinning
God,
around and
yes.
stuff. Yeah, that was so fun. That's and then
so sweet.
I know that like memories like that. It's like, oh
yeah,
I miss those days.
I know, me too.
But I think it was like, I don't know, we had been just goofing around, and then I realized his van was there. And I was like, what the fuck? So I started texting him, and I'm like, you need to leave. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I don't know why you're watching us. Like, you're scaring my friends. Like, you're making all of us uncomfortable.
Right.
And then he just like, I can't remember if we were going back and forth over text or if he just was ignoring me. But I went over there. And like I walked over there. Do you remember? All of you guys were like, no. I can envision
you walking over there, yeah.
And you guys were like, do not go. Like, don't go over there. Like, you don't know if he's like got something or if he's just like fucking nuts. Like, you don't want to do this. Like, let's just enjoy our night. I think
that like you were trying to end it, and we were just like, no, like you're just gonna end up repeating the same cycle.
Like it's not worth it. And like, but I got over there, and he rolled his window down, and I was like, you need to leave. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Do you remember he had a knife in his car?
No.
Did I not tell you that, or did I tell you?
I don't remember a knife ever. I just remember him being there.
Yeah, he had a knife in his car, and he was like, you need to go home. Like, you need to do this. You need to do that. And I'm like, I'm not leaving. Like, we will call the cops on you. And also, we were friends with all the cops then. So it's like,
Yeah.
they're going to have our backs.
That was one thing that was nice about working at Subway is, like, we were in an area where cops just would stop by all the time.
Yeah.
From the area.
And we knew them by their first name.
Yeah.
Like, we
miss some of them.
Remember we let 2 of them make subs? Maybe it wasn't with you, but
I don't think
I was
with
with
me.
Somebody else, and we let them make their sandwiches.
That's so funny.
They were like, we've always wanted to make our own. I was like, okay, wash your hands, put gloves on. They were like, really?
Glove up.
Yeah.
Clock in, babe. It's time for work. What are you doing?
Yeah. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
You got this. Good luck. No, but.
That's so funny.
So there was that. And then there was another night in particular, and this one.
I remember that night. Didn't he drive around like fucking like a psycho?
Yes. Okay. So after I like got back with you guys, I was like, he's fucking nuts, like whatever. And then we just enjoyed ourselves. But he left and then kept coming around and like circling the loop.
Yeah.
But
and
then
not gently either. He was like speeding.
Yes, like
past
you could
us.
hear his minivan revving up.
Yeah, like I remember one time didn't he get close to hitting one of us?
Yeah. Earl was nuts.
He was nuts.
And then so I had told Earl, I was like, I literally will call your mom if you don't go home. Like, I will let her know what you're doing. This is insane. Like, you need help. And he said, okay, like, I'm going home. Don't call my mom. I'm like, okay,
please don't
Earl.
tell on me.
Yeah.
Don't tell my mommy. I'll go home, I swear.
Yeah.
Don't tell on me.
I don't want my car taken away.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever the fuck it was. But so he had left, or so I thought. And then somehow, like, when the night was over, we had been there. It was late. I remember it was really late.
Right.
And I got to the lights right there. And all of a sudden, I'm like looking at the car ahead of me. I'm like, is that Earl? Didn't really think anything of it. I was like, Earl's van is very commonly driven vehicle. Like, who knows? Then said van turns into my neighborhood. I'm following this person.
Oh, God.
Or this vehicle into my neighborhood. And I pull into my driveway, and Earl kept driving. And then I sat in my car before I went into the house because I'm like, I want to make sure that's like who I think it is, because I'm not going to accuse him of doing it if like they're just going to a different house. Eventually, he drove back out and left the neighborhood. He was trying to make sure I got home. He was trying to make sure I was home. Like, and I wasn't still with you guys. And then there was another event.
You know why? It was because he was just trying to make sure that you weren't spending too much time with us, because he probably figured out that we were like, Brie, cut him out. No
because
more.
Prior to that, nobody was saying those things to me.
Exactly. But then you got some friends that were like, going to tell you like it is.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a bad guy. And I think he probably caught wind of that and was like, hey, she can't hang out with these people.
Yeah. Well, and he was crazy because he would take my phone all the time and like read my messages and like just stuff like that. So I'm sure he caught on really fast.
Yeah.
Other than whatever. But then there was another night where I got off of work. I went into Domino's.
Was this a different night?
Yeah, this was a different night. So I got off of work at Subway. We had closed, and I went over to Domino's because Derek and a couple other people were working, and I wanted to hang out with them. And Earl had been sitting out in the parking lot again, doing the same thing that he had been doing, that whatever he had done for a hot minute. And I had been in Domino's, and I was hanging out with Derek, and I'm pretty sure we weren't together at that time because that was when Derek and I started having like a little thing. But so I was hanging out with Derek because he and I kind of had a thing there because like I was trying to end things with Earl, and it probably was like a half hour, and Earl comes storming into Domino's in the middle of the conversation that I was having with Derek and the couple other guys that were working, demanding me that I need to go home. Like, literally telling me, you need to go home. It's time for you to go home. You should have been home. What are you doing here? Why are you hanging out with these people? Like, all this stuff. And Derek and the other guys, like, lost their shit on him. They were like, get the fuck out or we will call the cops.
Good.
Like, get the fuck out.
What? Like, seriously, why? I mean, I know that there are some women out there that behave this way, too.
Yeah. Oh,
but
for sure.
the majority is men that just think that they can just
boss you around.
Boss women around.
Control. It's control.
It's control.
So that was pretty crazy.
I'm glad they stood up and defended you, though.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty hot.
Good on them.
I'm sure that there will be more Earl stories in the future because there is a lot to be said about that relationship that I had and how toxic and crazy
Wasn't
it was.
Your first, like, really serious relationship?
Yeah. Like, he was definitely my first love. Like, everything. And I thought that we would get married. I thought he was it. And I was young. I was dumb.
Yeah.
Really dumb. But I'm glad I got out of that.
No, yeah, for sure. So my first story happened before I even knew you. Mm-hmm. I was working at Dollar Tree.
Okay.
I was 17.
Okay.
Such a random story, but it's just one of those
again.
literally, it was just one of those big moments in my life. Mm-hmm. I loved working at Dollar Tree. I was just a cashier, and I remember being so excited to be a cashier for some reason. I was just 17. I was just a kid, and I was really excited to be around people. So many people, to talk to so many people and just whatever. And I loved working there. I was having a lot of fun. I'd gotten really close with my manager, and I tried to keep a relationship with her after this, but it just didn't happen, and that's fine. But she got fired actually before I did. Spoiler alert. But she got fired because she was walking up and down the aisles and she was doing inventory or something. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Sure.
But the district manager had come in, and my manager was walking up and down the aisles eating a bag of Doritos or something that she hadn't paid for.
Okay.
And it was because she was doing inventory. She was going to bring it up to the front and pay for it at that point. But this district manager came in and saw her eating these chips and was like, "Oh my God, did you pay for that?" It's $1. At the time, it was $1.
Oh my gosh.
I understand the ethics and stuff like that, but she's working. She's going to pay for it. And she was a mom, a single mom of a 6-year-old or something at the time. Just super messed up. She got fired on the spot.
For not paying for a $1 bag of chips.
Yeah. Because they just assumed that if she did it once, she probably did it all the time. Or something along those lines. Yeah. Well, anyway, I tried to stick it out because I liked the job outside of the fact that I really liked my manager. And so I was working one night, and it was just me and a different manager. And it was pretty slow, and this couple comes up to the register, and they put down one candy bar and then give me a $20 bill.
The change thing.
Yeah. And I thought it was a little weird. You came into Dollar Tree to buy one candy bar and all you have is a 20.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a little strange. And then the girl goes to the bathroom, leaving me alone with just the guy. And while I was getting the change for the 20, he says, "Oh, also, could you break this 50 for me?" And then I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure. What did you want?" And then he told me how he wanted me to break the 50. So then I start grabbing the money to do that. While I'm doing that, he says, "Oh, could you also break this for me?" And I was just like, "Yeah." And this just kept going, where he's asking me to break this and break that and whatever. And I am a 17-year-old child. Okay?
Yeah.
And so I was just trying to do what the customer was asking. And while I was grabbing the change and everything, he was not only distracting me by talking to me and keeping eye contact, but he was switching around the money on the counter and taking what he was supposed to be giving me and taking what I was giving him and just scamming me out of money.
Damn.
It's a whole change scam thing.
I remember hearing about it, and somebody had tried to do it to us at Subway, but we caught on to it. We're like, let's do this first. Yeah.
Because of me, because
and then we'll take care of that.
I learned
but also,
a
we're
lesson.
not a bank. Yeah.
Right. I learned a lesson from this for sure. Mm-hmm. And when I took over the manager at Subway, I was telling everybody, this is how it has to go.
Yeah.
You have to keep your pace slow and finish what you're doing before you do the next thing, and so on and so forth. Because I didn't know that. Nobody had told me that.
Yeah.
But when I realized something was wrong in the moment at Dollar Tree, I called up my manager, and I was like, hold on. I feel like something's not right. So I called my manager over, and she could not have been less helpful. I tried to kind of explain what was happening. I was like, he's asking me for change and this and that. And she was just like, not getting what was going on or something. And then she looks at me and she was like, "Okay, are you good? Are you okay?"
Like, no, I called you over here for a reason. Please
exactly.
help.
So I was like,
I'm stressed. How could you not see that?
Right.
Especially you.
Right. So I was like, yeah, I guess I'm fine. Whatever. So then they must have gotten wind that I was catching on to what they were doing. So then they grabbed their shit and they left. And I was like, hey, you want to get back over here, please? To the manager.
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't we count this? Because I feel like something's wrong. So she took my till, went into the office, counted it, and I was $100 short.
Could have been worse.
It could have been way worse. But like,
yeah.
That's, I mean, for a 17-year-old,
it's still
that was
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were just shitting bricks too at that time, like so nervous.
Yeah. And I mean, I knew I was innocent. I knew I didn't do anything wrong. And I had even asked her for help when she didn't help. So she knew I was innocent too. But because there was money missing from the till, I was sent home. But before that, she said, do you have $100 that you could give to just replace this?
Shut up.
And I would have done it. I loved that job. I would have been like, yeah, just take all my money. I don't care. But I didn't have it because I had just paid my car insurance. And I'm a kid.
Also,
I barely have any money as it is.
Like, that's just not on you. Like, I feel like she should have replaced it if anybody was going to replace it. You didn't help me when I was stressed out, when I was going through shit. What is your job? Mm-hmm. Like, you were supposed to manage shit and you can't even help me.
Yeah.
And then you're going to ask me if I have $100? Like, fuck off.
Yeah. And so she was like, okay, I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to send you home for the night. And then I'm going to have to look into things and we'll just like contact you about everything soon. And then they called me a couple days later and basically just told me that they're going to have to terminate my employment with the company because I don't even remember what they said was the reason, but basically because of this situation. Well, that was all fine and dandy, whatever. I moved on. I found a different job. I moved on. But I always remembered loving working at Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
I didn't hold it against Dollar Tree.
A lot.
Exactly. And I tried to apply at another location after I was the manager at Subway.
Oh.
Just as like a side job.
Sure.
I love doing side jobs.
Yeah.
And so I got the interview. He really liked me. He wanted to hire me. It was all set to go. We were golden. I was about to work at Dollar Tree again. I was so excited. But then he calls me and says, I'm sorry. I found out when I was trying to enter in your information that you're not allowed to work at Dollar Tree.
I remember that.
And I was like, what do you mean? And he said that like my name is blacklisted or something.
That's for $100.
Yeah, I'm never allowed to work at a Dollar Tree again.
Over $100.
Yeah. But he told me that he wasn't allowed to hire me and it really sucked because he wanted to. I wanted to work there. It would have been a lot of fun to get to work there again, but I just found out that like I'm never going to be allowed to again, and so I stopped trying. Yeah. And it just sucks because I loved that job. And I don't know how scandalous you consider that to be, but like it was a pretty big what the hell moment for me.
Well, yeah. And it sucks. That's just like, that's a shitty situation.
I know, I didn't even do anything.
I did nothing wrong.
I'm just a baby boy. I didn't do nothing.
Just a girl.
No. All right, your turn. What's next, babe?
You will remember this story too because you were there. There was a night after we all got off at work at Subway and there was at least like 10 of us, maybe more. There was a lot of us there. And we were all hanging out outside. It was in the summertime. Obviously, it was a really nice night out. And that was one of the nights that we had a big group and we were all smoking and we were passing around a bowl and
smoking.
Yeah, I was dating Mike at the time.
I love Mike.
I miss him.
Yeah, me too.
He'd be good shit to see. So I was dating Mike at the time, if that kind of puts it like a time frame on it for you.
Yeah.
And so we're smoking and I think it was like me, you, and Jamie were like screaming like loud, but like bloody murder screaming. But it was like we were having fun. We were goofing off. We were high, like whatever. And somebody was like, oh my God, a cop is pulling up. And I have the fucking bowl in my hand. And I am shitting my pants.
I feel like I do remember this.
And I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Like, I don't want to hold it. Somebody else take it. And like, the cop is right there. Right fucking there. So like, I can't hand it off. So I like, I'm holding it.
She smashes it on the ground.
I don't know what that was.
That'd be so funny.
But so I was like, I held it in my hand. I tried to cover it up. And he had just pulled up. And I was like, oh, thank God. And he was like, what are you guys doing? We're like, oh, nothing. Just hanging out. Just doing nothing. It's fine. And he was like, well, why are you guys screaming? Like, I heard you from the highway.
Oh my God.
And we're like, oh, we're just goofing off. Like, sorry, so sorry. Like, we'll relax. And he's like, okay, like, yeah, you guys got to chill with that. Like, I mean, have a good time, have a fun time. But, like, you don't want somebody to call because they hear you screaming or whatever.
Right.
And then he drove off. But the entire time I was like shaking and my hands were sweating. And I feel like we all just stood like in a line too. Because we were just like, hi.
We're good.
Like,
we're being good.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah.
I thought, not so scandalous, but I feel like that's a good one. Because that scared the shit out of us. And then when he drove off, we're all like,
yeah.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm. So the next story that I have is I was at the casino with my friend Heather, and we were just hanging out. I mean, like, we didn't really going to the casino wasn't really a big thing for us.
Sure.
But this time we just decided to go. We got a hotel room with separate beds because I'm a lady and I don't just sleep with anyone.
No. Gotta buy you dinner first,
seriously.
at least.
But I'm literally sleeping, not sleeping. We're just hanging out in our respective beds, and I'm on Grindr. I'm just scrolling through Grindr. I always love to look at Grindr when I'm at a big public place like that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just so fascinating to see how close these people are.
And if you can find them.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, yeah. Especially if they had like a picture on their profile of their face, and I'd be like walking around the casino like, is that him? Whatever. It was a good time. But I'm sitting on Grindr, and I find this guy, and I start chatting with him. And then I keep chatting with him. And now it's like, am I about to go hook up with this guy? And I said to Heather, like, what would you say if I said I wanted to go hook up with somebody right now? And she was like, I don't care. Like, if you feel safe doing it, go for it, babe. So I was like, okay. So I kept chatting with the guy, and I was like, so on, like, teetering, like, should I do it? Should I not do it? I was scared because I'm just a little baby.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna go. And she was like, okay, go. And I was like, okay, bye. So then I left, and I went to his room because he had a room by himself. I don't remember too much about what happened in his room.
Okay.
Simply because I just have bad memory. The one thing that I remember is that I bottomed, and he was big and not gentle. But it was totally fine because I was good. Everything was good.
Yeah.
Because I think we did what needed to be done for something like that.
Yeah.
But I just remember being like, like, this is so this might be TMI, I don't know. I just remember him being like just fucking slamming me. And I was like, oh my God, I am getting fucking railed right now. And it was great. It was so good, dude. And then yeah. And then afterwards I was like, okay, well, that was really great. Thank you.
Nuts.
Oh, thanks, babe. And then I went back upstairs to where Heather was, told her all about it, and was just so giddy for like a week.
That's wild.
It was so great. And then, yeah, I never talked to him again.
I mean,
never talked to him again. Couldn't tell you what he looked like, his name, nothing. I don't remember any of that shit.
You had a good time.
I just remember a big old dick, and he knew how to use it.
You know how to use it.
Literally. Oh my God, it was such.
That's wild.
I know.
Holy
That's a scandalous story for you.
Yep. Ding! We've got a winner.
On the button.
Yeah. What?
Your bun fell out. How long has that been like that?
Shut the fuck up, bitch!
Oh my God.
You've been telling me I look like I got a rat tail for the past hour?
I don't know. I want to hear the house party when Mom was in the hospital.
You were there.
Was there, right? And
That's
she wanted
Eddie on the
to
left.
drive home drunk.
Yes. He was more.
That is so fucking funny. I totally forgot that.
Well, there was 2 nights, but okay. So here's a little juicy story for you.
Okay.
I feel like I can't remember. I don't know. We definitely were friends because I met Mac in college. Mac, if you know, you know, and if he listens, he's gonna fucking know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's fine. But so me and one of my best friends, Taylor, we had taken an English.
At the time. Best friend at the time.
We took a English class together in college, and we had met like a group of people. This class was the most fun still to this day that I had ever taken in college, because it was full of like a lot of fun people, and like we made good friends there. And there was a guy specifically who, Mac, that's his name. Taylor and I both immediately thought he was so cute. The lore.
Oh, Malanta. Okay.
We immediately were like, he's kind of fucking hot. Like,
Hubba hubba.
Yeah, hubba hubba.
Okay.
And bubble, I'm in trouble.
Oh, Lord.
But instantly we're like, oh shit. And then we had become friends with him, and like neither of us had said anything, did any like thing. And eventually it was like around my birthday, because we had skipped school to go to MOA.
Okay.
And
which is the Mall of America. For those of you that don't live in Minnesota, we have the Mall of America.
so we had gone, we spent the day, and at that point, Mac and I had like, we knew that we liked each other. Like that was a very known thing.
Okay.
But Taylor did not know that Mac and I liked each other.
Did she like him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's, and Mac knew that. So like I had to tell, eventually I think we told Taylor, I can't remember like how that all worked out. And she was fine with it. She was like, whatever, you know, like I think it kind of stung a little bit, but like it is what it is.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So we just kind of started hanging out, whatever, and like talking more. Actually, all the time we were together. The three of us were always together. And there was one day his parents weren't home, because remember, we're like 19 at the time.
Right.
And, or 18 or whatever we were. And he was like, you want to come over and hang out? Like, we can do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Bailey, if you are listening, just fast forward. Just skip.
Yeah.
Or put earmuffs on.
Mm-hmm.
Take your AirPods out, buddy. It's okay.
It's okay, babe. You don't need to hear this.
No. Actually, I'm sure he probably knows this story, because he pretty much knows everything that goes on in my life. But
Yeah.
so I go over there, and we were just hanging out, and then we like went up to his room, and somehow it was so awkward. So awkward. I still have like the ick. I have like embarrassment from it still to this day. I'm like,
okay.
Ew. Just ew. Horrible. And sorry, Mac.
Assuming he listens, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? But he like hinted at like we should have sex. Like,
okay.
And I was down, because I was like, sure. Like, I just got out of like a long relationship. I haven't really like talked to anybody, been with anybody. No, I had a thing with Derek and then the other guy, and I needed it.
You were having a little bit of a hoe phase.
Yes.
After a long toxic relationship.
Yes.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I needed it.
We don't judge.
No, the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else, babe.
Yeah, and
I stand by that.
I lay on that.
Yeah.
I lay with that.
Yeah, you bottom it.
I bottom for it. Absolutely. I will bottom for that day and night, left and right.
Anyways, so I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. And when I tell you, like, ew, like it just was so awkward. Like, I don't even know how to like explain to you how awkward
But you guys
it
were
was.
like hot for each other.
We were, but I don't know if it was just that we both were like nervous, and like,
Yeah.
it was just weird. Like, middle of the day, like there was like no foreplay. There was no working up to it. And we were making out, and then he was like, you want to like give me a blowjob? And this guy, hook dick, Captain Hook up, banana peel towards his belly button. I'm like,
oh my God.
How? Like,
how am I supposed to?
Yes, like, how am I supposed to look 9,000 that thing?
You don't. You just can't.
It was. I was like, this is awkward. I'm uncomfortable. Like, no.
You probably could have gotten used to it, but the first time, it's like, yeah. What the fuck do you do?
It was so awkward, and so I did, and I'm like, I don't
was
like
it as hard as you thought it would be?
It just was weird, because like I think I could, like, obviously, yeah, you would have been able to figure it out.
Yeah.
The more you work with the merchandise.
Exactly.
But it was just the one time. And I just was super awkward about it. And then, like, he didn't even take my bra off. Like, he had his shirt on and
So
his
you
socks
have full
on.
coitus
Yeah.
wearing a bra.
And he had his shirt and his socks on.
Oh, that... Sorry, Mac, but that's kind of giving douchebag.
Yeah.
That's
And
giving
it was
fuckboy.
like, it was pretty quick.
That's giving season 1 Nathan
really quick.
Scott.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. It was not great. And then we're like, he goes to the bathroom to like throw the condom away and stuff. And I'm like getting my clothes on. And he's like, his car was in the shop. I think that's probably why we were at his house, was because we had to drop his car off to get it worked on. And then I was going to bring him back. And he was like, oh, will you bring me to my grandpa's so I can like shovel?
Because it was winter?
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
The car ride over there was silent.
Oh.
Not a word was said. And I'm like,
That's so awkward.
shitting my pants because I'm like, I want to die. I don't want to be in this car right now. Like, I'm itching to call Taylor and be like, oh, you fucking dodged a bullet, bitch. Because here I am now dealing with how fucking awkward that was. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we still kind of talked and like we were friends and stuff. But then I don't really know kind of how that one fizzled out. I think he started dating somebody else. And then a few years later, or maybe it was before Bailey. So before I was 22, he and I like got together again, like hung out and like hooked up a few times. Not like sex, but it was good. It was better.
Like foreplay stuff? Mm-hmm. And it was better this time around?
Yeah, on Taylor's bed while she was asleep drunk
Did she
on
know?
the couch. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Sorry. I think so.
Maybe I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, like if you know, you know, I guess. I keep saying that, but I mean, like, I don't know if she knows.
That's so funny.
But yeah, in her room, we were just like messing around and that was fine.
That is so funny.
Yeah. And actually, we did hook up a few times after that too. Before we stopped talking. Because then it was like Christmas break, or no, not Christmas, it was spring. And then the class was over. And that was kind of it. Like, we're friends then after that. But, yeah. So.
Wow.
And then we went to a concert. We went to the Jason Aldean concert and Kenny Chesney at Target Field. And we were in the car. We had all been drinking all day. And drove my... So Mac was driving my car back because I think
from the concert.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, from the train station, and we all wanted Taco Bell. We're in the Taco Bell drive-thru, and me and Mac are in the front seat, and then my brother, Bethany, and Austin were in the back seat. His friend got kicked out of the concert because he was too drunk and kept trying to smoke cigarettes in the venue.
Oh my Lanta.
So he got kicked out. But then, so it was us 5 on the way back. And we're in the Taco Bell drive-thru. And Austin goes, so I heard you got that Captain Hook dick.
Austin! B!
No, it was so funny. It was so fucking funny. And he was, like, embarrassed. And he was like, I mean, whatever. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I do.
Was it at least big?
Yeah.
It was big, it just hooked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aggressively hooked.
Okay.
Aggressively.
Hooked.
Like...
Yeah.
It was bad. Like, touched his belly button curved.
It's a little much. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, at least it was big. And not like a tiny little pencil that hooked.
Yeah.
Or like a candy cane.
It just,
Yikes.
I don't...
And that was kind of the end of it. Mm-hmm. So for my next story.
Yes.
I had this...
What had happened was...
I had this fuck buddy for years. And we would just like meet up every few months or so, hook up whenever like we can make it work. And there was a night that I was working one of my many side jobs that I've had over the years at a liquor store where I was just a cashier. And I worked there like 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. or whenever it closed.
Yeah.
Once or twice, maybe 3 times a week, just randomly, not very often. But I'm there one night and I'm messaging him because it's super, super dead. Mm-hmm. And like one person comes in and like I help them, and then like 20 minutes go by before somebody else comes in, a half hour goes by before somebody else comes in, so on and so forth. So it's just like a really slow night. Mm-hmm. And I'm messaging with this guy. And he was just wanting to hook up. And I was like, listen, Papi, I'm working.
Mommy's at work.
I'm working tonight.
I'm working late.
Oh my God, shut up. because I'm at a liquor store. I was just like, I'm working. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm literally at work. But then I got a little ballsy. Literally. And I said, but I mean, if you stopped by, like, we'll see what happens. I mean, so he shows up. He comes to the liquor store that I was working at. And we ended up going to the back of the store to the customer bathroom.
Was there an employee bathroom or no?
No.
Okay.
So we just go to the customer bathroom, the public bathroom, and it was one of those bathrooms that's just like there's literally a toilet and a sink in there, and that's it. And so it had a lock on the door, and so we go in, lock the door. I gave him a blowjob right then and there. I'm clocked in. I'm getting paid for this, and then I get up, finish him up.
I'm getting rich.
Literally, I remember he finished. And as it was happening, I heard the bell for the door go off.
Shut the fuck up.
So I'm like,
Lucking.
I almost acted it out. So I'm going to town, finishing him off, getting him to where he needs to be. And then I hear the door go off, and I'm like, okay, we got to wrap this up.
I mean, perfect timing.
Literally. So I get up. I check myself in the mirror, make sure I look good. Then I go out and I head back up to the front, and I'm just like, oh, like, just like walking, oh, like, hello. And then I go up to the register, and I'm like, okay, put my phone down, like, whatever, just like act like everything's natural. Then the customer comes up, and I was just like, hi, oh, is this everything for you? And then I scan it, and I'm like, everything's natural. Oh my god, whatever. And then I look up, and then the guy that I just blew is now standing behind the customer that I'm helping with his own bottle. And I was like, yeah, okay, have a nice day, sir. Oh, is this everything for you? And I just keep going on with it.
Shut up. That's so funny.
I know. And then he just left. And that was it. So we've got 2 more stories for you. And they both include the both of us. So we're just going to tell them together.
Yeah.
We're going to work together to tell these stories.
Have a little fun.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I got off of work at the hayride. Mm-hmm. You and Dakota were at Subway waiting for me to come get you guys.
Okay.
And I can't remember if I was in my car or if I was driving this car. But we were in one of our 2 cars. And I was still in like full-blown clown makeup.
Yeah. Because it was like a, I don't really know much about hayrides or whatever, so I don't know how like common knowledge this is, but it was like a scary
haunted hayride. It's like one of the top ones in Minnesota. So like I looked spooky.
Yeah.
Like I looked scary. Yeah. And I like pull up because we didn't have anywhere to take our makeup off like at that time. So I was like, well, whatever. I would drive home every night in my makeup anyways. So whatever, no difference. I get there, we're all hanging out, and I think it was like Dakota. He was like, we got to go pick up from somebody in Osseo.
Was it like picking up his friend? Because I feel like I remember his friend Anthony.
Yes, we did. We were picking up weed.
Oh.
But we did it was Anthony too.
Yeah, I remember him being there.
Yeah, because the car was cramped like fucking sardines. Cramped.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was me and you in the front, and then it was Dakota and Anthony in the back. And we had...
So in total, there's now 5 of us in the car.
Yep.
Between you and me and then our 3 friends.
Yeah.
And we drove from Subway to a city that was like
a half hour away.
Because we were purchasing some materials, if you will. and this was to an area that I don't think I was super comfortable with. Not comfortable with. Like I didn't know very well.
Yeah. Well, I didn't either. I mean, a little bit.
It was mostly just the 2 of our friends that were like, this is where we're going.
And Anthony, I think he lived in that town.
You're right, he did.
So he knew where we were going. He's like, we're good. Like him and Dakota hung out there often. So he just told us like how to get there, and we went to a house behind a hill. I remember that.
A house behind a hill.
Because it was a good sledding hill.
Okay.
And so they did their thing. They got in the car. We were all under the influence.
We were stony baloney.
Yeah, we were very stoned. Stoned to the fucking bone.
And this is a long time ago. You should not be drinking or smoking or doing anything.
Don't drive under the influence
of anything
at all.
It's not a good idea.
Do not do what I do.
Yeah. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yes,
Isn't that the
exactly.
phrase?
Yeah. So I'm driving and at that time I was a pro driver when I was stoned. For whatever reason, I couldn't do it today.
Yeah.
I could not do it today. But so we're driving on the highway trying to get back to Subway where all of our cars were, and suddenly I noticed that a cop was behind us, and I started kind of panicking. And I'm like, you guys, there's a cop behind us. Like, we are going to get pulled over. Mm-hmm. And do you remember that? Like, talking about getting pulled over? Like, knowing that the cop, like...
We all kind of figured that it was about to happen because
it had
we
been a
saw
minute.
them, and it was a while of them following us. Yeah.
So we're telling them in the back to, like, try and situate all their shit because we know what's about to happen, but don't be suspicious about it because if you're too suspicious, we're going to get the car searched. So we get pulled over, and this is why I think I was in my car because...
I mean, yeah, you were most comfortable in your car.
And...
So it's you in the driver's seat, me in the passenger seat, and then Dakota and Anthony are in the back seat.
Yep.
Okay.
And then, so everything was fine. We get pulled over, and the guy comes up, and he, like, kind of jumped. Remember? He was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, because you're fully decked out in clown makeup. Yeah.
He's like, whoa.
And I'm sitting there terrified. I'm so high, and I'm like... Oh my God.
Everyone's silent.
I'm going to jail. And I wasn't saying any. Yeah,
nobody
right. I was silent. Everybody was silent. But like in my mind, I'm like freaking out.
And so am I because like at that time, like I said, I don't know. Like I would drive like that, but not those far of distances.
Right.
And I was freaking out. But then knowing he was coming up to the car, I was like, if I fuck this up, we're all fucked. Like we're going to get in trouble. It's not going to be good. So he comes up and he's like, oh my God, like what is going, like, why do you have that on your face? And I'm like, oh, like, I actually work at the hayride. And he was like, the hayride? Like, what hayride? So I tell him the hayride, and he was like, why are you here? And I was like, oh, we're just picking up our friend. Like, we're heading back to our town, like, where we're from. Like, he just doesn't have his license. We all came to get him. We're all hanging out tonight.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember why I was pulled over. I think it was, like, you had a taillight out or something. Like, he was just checking because it was a car full of people, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And we got away. Like, we didn't get in trouble.
I remember being very impressed with you because you were so, like, chill.
So fucking chill.
You were so chill, which is very out of character for you because Brie was always the one that's like, everyone knows that I'm high. Everybody's judging me.
Paranoid
they know.
as
She
fuck.
knows. Oh my God, they know. And
yeah,
just this night you weren't. You were on it. You were ready to.
Yeah. I did it for all of us.
Yeah, and we survived.
We did. That was a good one. That was
crazy.
I think it was one of those like you had to be there moments to really understand like
it was intense, you guys. It was intense.
Like it was
scary.
That was really scary.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we're all fucked. We're all going to jail.
Mm-hmm. And then for our last story, I love this story.
It is the juiciest of them all. The best for last.
Yeah. Basically,
the grand finale.
Yes. So earlier I said that I went to the casino with my friend Heather, but her and I didn't go to the casino very often. But I did go to the casino with my other friends, like my group of friends, pretty often because it was like a thing that we all love to do. And so we would go up once every few months, get a hotel room, and whoever could go would go. And we would just all hang out. We'd smoke, we'd gamble, we'd get food, we'd drink, we'd like have dinner together. Pool. Yeah, we would do everything we could there, and it was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. But this time was the very first time that I had ever had a boy that I was
kind of serious little bit
getting serious with. And was this your and Bailey's first time going somewhere together?
It was our first time going somewhere together and our first time
having sex.
Yeah.
Making love, if you will. Yes. So you and me, Bailey, and then my guy, and then our friend Haley, all were in this hotel room together. And our
room was supposed to be the room that everybody hung out in because the most bodies were in there.
Yeah.
We had the snacks in there, the alcohol in there, like all of the stuff in there that you would want.
Mm-hmm.
And
this was the hangout. This was the hangout room. And so I think at one point we were like, okay, we're all going downstairs to gamble, and whoever wants to come can come with us, and we're going to head down.
And Bailey and I were like, I think we'll hang back. And everyone's like, oh, okay, you're going to hang back. All right. Like, we know what you're doing.
Right.
And
we were all so supportive of it. We were like, yes,
yeah.
you guys,
like,
it's
just
time.
do it. Have fun.
Yeah. Because you guys were fully dating at this point.
Yeah.
You just hadn't had sex yet.
Yeah. And we literally, like, maybe it's a common occurrence, like, no foreplay before sex for me the first time with people or something. Because I literally, like, I think we were, like, making out, and I looked at him, and I was like, so we're going to do this or not?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah.
He's cute.
Yeah, okay. And then everybody...
Was that his first time?
No.
Okay. I just couldn't remember.
Yeah. First time with me, first time together. And then, yeah, it had been a minute, and you guys were, like, pissed at the door, remember? Because everybody wanted to come in.
So we went gambling. We were downstairs for a while. Come back upstairs. The door's locked. We can't get in. It's like... It has like the latch on it, so even though I have a key, it's not opening. And we're like, oh fuck, they're like still going at it. They're still going to Pound Town. And so we're all just like, okay, well, what the fuck are we supposed to do? So we went to one of their rooms and
waited.
We just waited and hung out, and it was so much longer before you guys were done.
And everybody was so fucking mad.
We were all so mad. It's like, you guys, we get it your first time, but like, how many rounds did you go?
Like, too many.
Okay, Jesus, y'all went at it.
Well, and like, I don't think, and if anybody had texted or called, like, my phone was on the nightstand. Like, I was not aware.
I was distracted. I was dickstracted.
Dickstracted, 100%.
Dickstracted, for sure.
If we make merch, we need that. Dickstracted.
Oh my God, yes, that is perfect.
Yeah.
Love that. Okay, so that happened, and then eventually we all get back together, and we're all hanging out, and we're all, back to enjoying the night. We went to the pool, we went swimming. My guy had a little bit of a meltdown, which was great, but we got through it, and everything was fine. And then the night's wrapping up, and we're all back upstairs, and like I said, me and Bree with our boys in our respective beds, and then our friend Haley was in the room as well.
Haley's sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, there was no room for her.
No, and they didn't have cots either.
Yeah, so we did our best to make it as comfortable for her as we could.
We made it really comfy. I think we used all the extra pillows to try and make the floor comfy. Pretty sure we had a shit ton of blankets too.
Yeah, we did it. We did our best. We even ordered, I think, extra blankets from room service.
Going
to try
into
our best.
it, she knew the situation too. So like it wasn't like we're like, sorry, bitch, you're sleeping on the floor.
Right. The second the lights went down,
we turned on.
The
heat was rising in the room.
We just couldn't. We just wanted to hook up. And
yeah.
So I remember.
I mean, I think we all had talked about it.
But before?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Like about okay, if this happens.
No, because I remember Haley got mad because she had no idea.
I think we talked about it.
I think you.
I don't.
Conversation.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I remember once things are getting comfortable, like. We're under the covers, it's dark, me and him are getting like handsy and getting all, fully goofy with each other. And then I went down and took care of business.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, you guys were just hooking up again?
Yeah.
For the 100th fucking time?
Yeah. She was going. We were going. It was rounds at that point, I guess. We were just
time to get it going.
We were just having a good time.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, you freaking know each other's bodies, so might as well just keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're both just going at it, just having a good time.
Poor Haley did not know that was what was going to be happening.
Until it was
happening, and she heard things, and then I just remember seeing her phone light turn on, and her I think she was watching Netflix or something on her phone. She was like, "I gotta do it now, like you." What the fuck?
Yeah, and
everybody's fucking.
I don't. And I don't know if that's bad that we did that, but
I feel like we all had been drinking. We weren't. I would still fuck with.
We were
you
young.
In the room,
we were having fun. I
Yeah.
Sorry, babe.
It was our Jersey Shore moment.
Yeah, absolutely. We were smushing.
We were, yeah. Yeah, it was the smush room.
It was this mushroom, and she just
Plus
happened to be there. Sorry,
Yeah,
Haley.
she just had nowhere else to go.
Yeah, sorry, babe. So sorry that
Love
that
you the
happened.
most.
Yeah.
Don't hate us.
But I think that's it for stories for us today.
Yeah, that's all the scandals that we have, but we'd like to hear yours.
Yes, please
All of
tell us your
yours
stories.
at dramaticafpod@aol.com.
Again, like with the advice stuff in the subject line, give it a good title, something that's a little attention grabbing.
Yeah.
But
Give
then
it
also
a title. We love titles.
yes, but also just make sure that you put the word scandalous in there, so I
Yeah.
know that it's a scandalous story.
So we know when to talk about it.
Yeah, because we'll do a whole episode reading everybody's stories. We'll probably tell some more of our own because we got more.
We've got a lot.
We've got a lot.
So if you've enjoyed it, also let us know.
Yeah, please
Let us know the most scandalous story you heard from this episode.
Yeah,
too.
what-
I feel like that'd be kind of fun to hear. Like,
Yeah, leave it in the
because-
comments below. Let us know
yeah,
what you thought about our stories.
Yeah.
If you thought we were crazy.
or if you're like, you guys are very vanilla.
We are. We probably
You guys
are.
are soft served.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And then also, don't forget, we are looking for people to send in their advice requests. We have one. We have our first one for today. And so we're going to go ahead and do that.
From Hillary. Okay. So I moved in with my sister just over 9 months ago. We've been very close since we were kids, so I was pretty confident that we would have a lot of fun living together as adults. At first, everything was going really well. That is, until she got a boyfriend. Don't get me wrong, I really like her boyfriend. He's a very nice guy. The problem is, she spends almost all of her time with him. I figured that might happen for a couple months, but they are 6 months into their relationship, and I never see her anymore. And when I do, it's very quick, and there's not much conversation happening. I miss her, and I miss spending time with her like we did when I first moved in. I've tried to tread carefully with this and communicate with her, but it didn't really change anything. How do I navigate this situation? I don't want to upset her, and I don't want to ruin my living situation in the process.
Oh, yeah, that's tricky.
Ooh. I mean, I can kind of relate to this person's story because I had moved in with my brother, and at the time he was single, and then he got into a relationship, and we love her. They're together, married, happy. But that was a hard transition for us because we slowly started to kind of lose him in like our circle, because there was 5 of us total that lived there. And then all of a sudden he just kind of was done hanging out, done drinking, done having fun. And we just tried to like tell him like, hey, we miss you. And I don't know. That's hard because like in our situation, like it didn't change until after we moved out.
Okay.
So, and I think moving out was the best thing that happened for our relationship.
Well, okay. What I would say is like, if you've tried to communicate and it hasn't worked, you could try again.
Oh yeah.
But like you
Communication
said,
is key in everything.
Yeah, like you said, tread carefully because it can be a tricky situation. But like, I would say just like tread carefully and just communicate. Like, hey, I feel like I've tried to tell you this before, but I really miss you.
Yeah.
And I really like want to spend more time with you. I'm not trying to be annoying or anything. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, or you do that and it doesn't work, then I would say just. It is what it is.
Yeah, there's not much you can do.
There's not much you can do.
You've already tried. You've gave it a good go.
Right. I would say just keep living in the situation as you are. And if things start to take a negative turn, like things start to get bad or toxic or anything, or like the vibes take a turn, then you want to get out of there quick.
Yeah, because you don't want to end it on a bad note either and ruin the relationship entirely.
Yeah, that's not going to be
good.
And
that's kind of what we figured in our situation. Really, we just got to get out.
And you guys are all friends to this day.
Yeah.
You and your brother and his girl.
Yeah, we're all still.
Because you got out before it got bad.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point. Just get out before it gets bad. Like if you can feel that the vibes are changing in a negative way,
then it's probably time. Yeah.
Just do your part to keep it minimized as much as you can until you're gone, because
try and avoid issues. Yeah, you don't want to have any conflict.
Yeah, because I've had some pretty bad roommate stories.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you have.
Maybe I could do Maybe I'll just do an episode without you. No, maybe we could do an episode talking about some of that stuff too. But yeah, I've had some rough moments with situations like that, and it's just better to get out before it gets bad.
Yeah.
Because then you save the relationship, and that's the whole goal.
Yeah.
Especially because it's your sister.
Yeah. Well, that's how I can relate, with it being my brother that I was living with. Like, I don't know what would have happened if it would have gotten bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it would have been fine eventually, but I'm happy we didn't get to that point. So thanks, Hillary, babe.
Yeah,
love
thanks
you.
so
Good
much.
Luck.
Love your name.
Yeah, seriously.
I love the name.
Instantly thought of Hillary Duff.
Yeah, me too.
I love that.
When I saw that, I was like, yes, Hillary, tell me what's going on with you, babe.
And the fact I pulled it, she's on the pyramid.
She's our girl. We love Hillary Duff. But yeah, if you guys have any more advice questions you want us to address at the end of our episodes, please send them into dramaticafpod@aol.com. And make sure you send us some scandalous stories too.
Yeah, we want to hear them. All of them. We want to hear all of them.
We'll do any scandalous stories you guys got. We'll do a whole episode just reading your guys' stories if you want to send them in.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be it for this episode, you guys. I think we're all done.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming back and hanging out with us here at Dramatic AF Pod.
Yeah, we love you.
It's been great.
We appreciate you for listening.
Yes, thank you, bitches. We love you. We will always be loving you.
Yeah, I will never stop loving you.
I wish I had a guitar. I love you, bitch.
I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch.
Yes. Well, we will see you guys next Wednesday.
Wear your pink. We might not be.
We might not be, but you should.
Yeah.
You should be. We will from time to time. You will see this shirt again, and I don't want to hear nobody judging me for it.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Okay, we're doing this again?
Yeah,
we're judging it?
We're doing it. We're doing it
So much
all over again.
All right, well, we love you guys.
See ya.
Bye.